The Bonnyville Pontiacs search for a new general manager and head coach has come to an end. Moses Wildu joining me on the desk, and he has all the details.
As you know, an exciting time for him. Of course, disappointing to see one gentleman leave, but of course the Ponts wanted to hire from within, and they found their man. Now they promoted Rick Swan from assistant GM and associate coach to the main man. As Clayton Brown explains, Swan is excited to step into his new role.
It didn't take long for the Pontiacs organization to find Chad Mercier's replacement. It's been less than 2 weeks since Mercier officially resigned, but the team has named Rick Swan as the new GM and head coach.
He brings an approach to the game that, you know, a lot of the kids and people around him are comfortable with. He has a lot of hockey knowledge. He brings with him years and years of experience coaching at the midget level.
To see the standards of excellence that Chad Mercier had put into place, as well as what the organization expects, it's real exciting to be able to carry that on.
Swan signed a 3-year deal on Friday. He says despite entering only his second year with the team, spending his first full year under Mercier's tutelage has taught him a lot.
To have a guy as good as Chad to be able to work with you on a daily basis and soak up whatever I can so that I can apply that to myself as a person, as a coach, and as a leader was invaluable for me.
This past season may have been Swan's first with the Bonnyville Pontiacs, but his connection with the organization goes much deeper than that. He worked very closely with the team as a midget AAA coach in Edmonton. Chad
and I had established a relationship when he first got to Bonnyville about 7 years ago. I had coached the Kevin Carthys, the Blake Leasks of the team, and for me all along we've been good friends to allow myself to be put in that position where I am today.
The first order of business for the new head coach will be to find an assistant. In Bonnyville, Clayton Brown, Newcap Sports.
All right, the KITSCOTYILLOYDMINSTER Xtreme kicked off their season with a close 12-10 win on Saturday in Edmonton. The following day, the Vermilion Roar were in town at the Civic Center. Pick this one up with the Xtreme leading 3-1. Brandon Peterson would add to the lead. The Xtreme now up 4-1. Vermilion come roaring back. It'd be Keegan Bowman. He walks in and goes low. Roar pull within 2. Then more from Vermilion. Matthew McMinnis in all alone. Jess Robinson can't make the save. No mistake there. 4-3. Peterson at it again, and he lets a shot go from the slot. It's now 5-3 for the Xtreme. A low shot from the point pushes KITSCOTYILLOYDMINSTER's lead to 3. Davis Dennell would cut the lead back to 2 as he gets the ball and rips it home, making it 6-5. Vermilion again as McMinnis walks around the defender and goes far side. It's a 1-goal game. Colby Brasou will bobble the ball, get the handle, and score to make it 6-6. 9-9 would be the final. The Xtreme's next game is against the Sherwood Park Titans on May the 4th. Now, sports, by definition, is a physical activity, and many people might overlook the mental aspect behind the performance. To focus on the psychological issues of sports, Lloydminster Minor Ball Association brought in a renowned sports psychologist to shed some light on the mental performance. Dr. Lisa Rogerson provided practical guidelines and steps for coaches to help their players build better mental strength.
Psychological aspects are becoming more important as parents and coaches put in more emphasis on winning and production. We wanted to give them some keys for controlling emotions during performance for their development age groups. Of course, the adolescent emotions is important for their performance. Working on goals and how to set appropriate goals for skill levels.
Dr. Rogerson has 20 years of experience working with amateur and professional athletes. She works with sports development at the University of Alberta and has worked extensively with preparing those at Olympic competitions.
We know how important the mental aspect is to the game of softball, and so for us to tap into her expertise on how to prepare our athletes to meet a high level of competition or any competition is really valuable.
In the near future, Dr. Rogerson is going to be working alongside some athletes that are preparing for the upcoming Sochi Olympics. Marwayne was the site for the second annual PBR event presented by Baker Hughes. Now, the inaugural champion, Chad Bestplug, could not make it due to injury, so a new champion would be crowned. And it was a good crowd on hand at Marwayne Arena, and they would not be disappointed. Third place finisher at last year's event, Tanner Gurlitz from Serial, Alberta, riding a bull named Pop It. He'd qualify for the short program, but gets bucked off in the final. That's a whole lot of bull rolling on his left leg. He'd shake it off. Talk about tough as nails. To last year's runner-up, Cody Kovarchuk from Meadow Lake would also qualify for the short go with an impressive ride on bull Boiling Hot. He'd hang on for a score of 84 heading to the final, but he'd also get bucked off in the final round. So to the short program leader, Ty Tesher, with a score of 86.5 after his first ride, gets 2 cracks at winning the title. The very first attempt gets bucked off. Adam Jameson from New Zealand takes full advantage, scoring an 83 to put him atop of the leaderboard. Up next was John Jacobs from Timber Lake, South Dakota. He came in with an 83 in the long round, riding Time Will Tell. Jacobs finishes with a score of 86.5 for a total of 169.5 to take the lead. Tesher, with one last chance, needing a score of 85 or 83.5 or better, he gets bucked off once again, meaning John Jacobs is your Marwayne PBR champion. Impressive win when you add the fact that he just arrived 3 hours before the competition.
I kind of messed up. I went left from South Dakota and I miscalculated how far it was. I barely got here a couple hours ahead of time, but I took a nap right before the bull ride, so got a little power nap, then I was good to go.
Some of the toughest guys in the business. Well, from the pens to the ice now, the 2013 ATB Financial Alberta Cup Final had Team Northeast featuring several Lloydminster Universal Heat players looking to defend their title, taking on Calgary North for bragging rights. Just 33 seconds into the contest, Calgary North opened the scoring. Josh Logle's shot is wide, but it's collected by Braden Dunn at the other side of the net. Right place, right time. It's 1-0. Northeast comes right back 4 minutes later. Puck goes back to the point. Marwayne's Dallas Hines lets one rip, and we're all tied up at 1. Midway through the frame, Jacob Elmer through traffic beats Heat netminder Austin McGrath far post. Calgary North retaking the lead. More from Calgary. Logle connects with Dunn once again for his second of the period. It's now 3-1, but Northeast would just take over from there. Just before the period was out, Noah Greger to Heat D-man Cale Clegg. His shot is redirected by Universal Heat forward Mason Shaw in front. And that was the beginning of a 5 unanswered goal performance by Northeast. Sam Steele had a pair, while Clegg and Cole Gable added the others. 6-3 is the final. Team Northeast wins back-to-back Alberta Cups. The Lloydminster Red Dogs played Game 3 of their Capital District Minor Football Association season against the Battle River Shock, and you just saw there, no surprise, the two teams played in windy Spruce Grove, with Lloydminster coming out on top 19-7 to improve to 3-0 on the season. And surprise, surprise, Donovan Granum had a rushing touchdown. Jordan McCormick returned an interception for another. The Dogs also scored 2 safeties and a punt single. Nice to see you again. They'll play the Edmonton Seahawks, a team they beat handily earlier in the season on May 4th. That's all the time we have for sports. We'll have more news and weather coming up.